back. I'm just trying to figure out how to work the computer. You'll notice that I had to shed my suit. It's a little toasty down here. And I drank enough liquid that, I'm good for the day. But I'm still going to drink more. Okay, so we've got us the original 1974. We got part 2. We got Leatherface part 3. We've got the 2003 sequel. And now we're moving into 2017 with Leatherface. Note that this is not a sequel to the 1990 Leatherface. It's a bit more of an origin story.
I would call it a clusterfuck kind of a story. I mean, I'm just true. Spilling the tea.
Leatherface, 2017 Lionsgate Films, directed by Julian Marv, M-A-U-R-V, and Alexandre Bastillo. I don't know, I noted in here, but I think this was made in Belgium.
Oh, was it?
Somewhere in Europe. That's why it was so weird. Wasn't really Texas at all.
Yeah. Starring
Stephen Dorff and Lily Taylor. There were more, but that's who I'd heard of. Okay, we go way back to a young Jedediah Sawyer being forced to chainsaw a tied-up victim at the family dinner table. He can't do it, but later dons a costume to lure a girl from the road to a rather grisly death. The girl, it turns out, is Texas Ranger Hal Hartman's daughter, setting up the personal vengeance angle. Dun-dun-dun. In retaliation for killing his daughter, Hartman takes all of Verna Sawyer's minor children, and Jed ends up in an institution where he befriends a fat kid named Bud. When a riot breaks out at said institution, Jed and Bud escape along with a kid named Ike, and by kid I mean 20-year-old kid, and Clarice, who's really the real psycho in this group, and a new nurse who has tried to help Jed and Bud becomes kind of their ticket. She's the ticket out. She's the hostage in the situation. They hold up at a trailer, but we're unsure if it will be the law catching up with them or the internal struggles in the group.
One is weird because when they were in the trailer, Clarice, I swear she was doing it with a dead body.
Yeah, it kind of seems
I feel like unless it was like a fantasy or it was weird. It was really weird. The whole movie was
necro action. I don't remember who. Maybe there was a dead body in the trailer when they found it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Charisse gets a little necro with the dead body. There's your spoiler. But there's a lot of infighting because Bud and Jed don't necessarily want to see the nurse harmed because she's always been nice to them. And Ike and Clarice just don't give a fuck. They have they're sociopaths. And
isn't Ike and Clarice, they're kind of like seeing each other.
Yeah, they're a couple.
Hooking up and...
They're a couple, and he's crazy and violent, but she's like really out there. It's all pretty brutal is what I wrote here, and that's kind of sums up the whole movie as brutal. So if that's your thing, here's your movie. On its own, this one plays out pretty well, but throughout I was trying to figure out who was who. Is one of these guys Leatherface? Is one of the older brothers around? I mean, I looked on Wikipedia later and it says they were. But I don't know who was Nubbins and who was Drayton.
Yeah.
Or Chop Top. Where's Chop Top? It's 1955 in this movie.
It was over my head the entire film. I couldn't tell who was who and what it was very confusing for me.
So yeah, 1955. It's a period piece. And it did all right there. It looked the period. So the Vietnam War had not started yet. Chop Top should have been maybe a young kid. I don't know.
I honestly thought the kind of chubby guy, I thght that was Leatherface. But I don't think it was. I still don't know to this day.
I did too. The other kid was Jed. So I thought Bud was going to turn out to be Leatherface because Leatherface was a little portly.
Yeah.
To be fair.
He was thick.
Yeah, thick. That's what we say nowadays. But yeah, I believe it's Jed that turns out to be. So I know we're giving you all the spoilers here, but we're still trying to figure out what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
But despite all of my questions, and I think I'm going to actually downgrade this one. Just talking about it here. Despite all my questions, I'm still giving it a 2.
You know, because it made me think a lot more than the second one, I'm going to give it a 3. So.
There you have it.
Yeah.
I downgraded it from a 3 to a 2.
I feel like I scored it more than I would have the night we saw it, because I was like, that was so weird. I didn't understand, but...
And I think in general there's a continuity problem, kind of like in, is it Halloween? But anyway, there's a continuity problem in these Texas Chainsaw movies. They don't follow, people don't appear, and we're going to talk about that in our next installment here in just a few minutes, because we believe that one of the characters in the final installment here died in an earlier movie. So we'll get there. For now, I actually didn't get a new drink. I'm still working on this one.
I'm gonna need a refill on the next one.
Yeah, we're gonna go upstairs and we're gonna make another one of those Pisco old fashions that I've been going on about the last 3 episodes.
Well, I don't know if he showed you guys the bottle, but it almost looks like a totem, a black totem, but it's a glass bottle. It's really cool.
I can bring it down here. I don't know that I showed it on screen here, but I did take a picture of it here and posted it on maybe Instagram and Twitter. Are you following me?
You better follow him, guys.
And we'll get you some information to follow Ivy, because we're going to do a little intro here and do a teaser trailer for one of her videos. I don't know which one.
Which you were there. You've helped throughout the entire... Murph was there. Such a big
I was helping out. I was the gopher in the first few, and I actually shot some video on.
Well, you were even in... You're in...
I was in one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you a little secret. You'll see the back of my head without my makeup on.
Actually, you were in 2 of them. You've been in 2 of the videos.
Yeah.
So
I photographed them on film while they were being shot, and then the photos made their way into the videos as well. I'm going to let Ivy pick which video she wants to do, and we'll do a little teaser trailer and run it here on the Late Night Picture Show. So we'll be right back.